Welcome to the Korea Pro podcast. I'm your host, Jeongmin Kim, the editorial director of Korea Pro.
And I'm John Lee, the editor of Korea Pro.
Join us for our weekly 15-minute conversation as we dive deep into the most pressing stories shaping South Korea and dissect the most complicated ones for you. From politics to culture, technology to society, we've got you covered.
We'll bring you insights, analysis, and expert perspectives to keep you informed and in the loop so that you can stay ahead of the curve and never be sidelined again.
So get ready for a fresh perspective in South Korea's news. This is a Korea Pro podcast.
All right, listeners, we are going to get started today. My name is John Lee. I'm one of your co-hosts. The other co-host, Jeongmin Kim, she's on vacation right now. Jeongmin, we miss you. We hope you come back soon. But in place of Jeongmin, we have two very exciting speakers today. They are our news interns. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Lina, and I'm a news trainee here at Inky News and Korea Pro. So I'm very excited to be here on Korea Pro podcast.
Hello, my name is Joon Park. I'm an editorial intern at Korea Risk Group. Usually write on defense-related issues and inter-Korean-related issues. It's my 4th month here. Very excited to be on the podcast as well.
All right, now don't let these titles fool you. They call themselves interns, but they do much more work than that. Now, guys, you co-wrote a very interesting analysis about Thai immigrants coming into Korea. Yes. For those of us listeners who have not yet actually read the piece, could you give us a quick rundown what you wrote about?
Yeah, so it's basically an analysis on South Korea's immigration laws, the immigration laws surrounding especially Southeast Asians, and how some Southeast Asians, they come into the spotlight, especially in terms of discrimination that are effectively a cause or a result of South Korea's quite immigration laws that also are very well explained in terms of how South Korea has to resort to those kind of immigration laws.
Yeah, and so the whole debate started when a Thai national just came into Korea. It's her 5th time. She really loves Korea, and she was trying to look around some famous tourist places. But then even when she had KETA, which is one of the basic requirements to come here for Thai nationals, she was rejected, saying that her plan here in Korea was hard to tell from.
Now, could you explain to our listeners what the KETA is, please?
So it's basically just like an electronic chip. So it's a travel authorization that you kind of need.
So it's like a visa sort of thing that helps people come into the country more quickly.
Essentially, yes.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, sure. So this one Thai national was not allowed in, despite it was her, what was it, her 5th time coming into the country?
That's right.
Yes, yeah.
Now, this might be the result of one overzealous immigration official trying to do his job. But according to the essay that you guys wrote, you said that about 78% of Thai nationals residing in Korea are here illegally. So doesn't the Korean government have some justification to be a bit more stringent in their immigration controls?
Yeah, that is totally justifiable. But then the problem came around when the person who was at the airport, who was rejected, was asked several questions about her plan here. And even when she answered them perfectly, the person said, no, you are not allowed to go in.
So the person answered all the questions perfectly, as you said, but was still not allowed to enter into the country. Now, what were the immediate repercussions of that? Something about social media. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened. Could you explain to our listeners what happened, please?
Yeah, so the Thai national who was rejected at the airport, the story actually came online on X, formerly Twitter.
X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes,
Funny.
yes. And they did a whole expose on what the immigration guards at Incheon airport did to them. As Lina just mentioned, they had their ETA, they had their documentation, they had all of their itineraries flagged out. However, they were not allowed in. And in quick succession, the posts went immediately viral across Thai Twitter or Thai X.
Thai X.
Yeah,
all right.
Thai X. And
sounds like a fighter plane in Star Wars movie.
An X-wing. But
then hashtags like banned travel to Korea and hashtag Korean immigration surfaced on
Very
the trending.
true, yeah.
And then people commented their similar experiences being rejected at the Korean airport.
Now, I have heard that post did go viral, but let's be real here. Just because something goes viral on social media doesn't mean that it actually translates to real life. Has there actually been real monetary consequences due to this viral campaign?
I think two governments were talking about the issue in very close succession, especially right afterwards. South Korean government expressed concern. No, the Thai government first expressed concern. And then the South Korean government just answered in quick succession. The Ministry of Justice saying that we are very respectful towards the Thai nationals that come here. We're very thankful for their service during the Korean War, yada, yada, yada. And then the Justice Ministry also added that the statistics that we talked about just earlier, the fact that there are a lot of illegal just like immigrants coming into the country.
Now, that to me sounds like a very diplomatic way of saying that's a you problem.
Yeah.
So that's how South Korea is actually handling this right now.
Yes.
So perhaps this might not have been warmly received by Bangkok.
No.
Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so South Korean government, if you guys are listening, maybe you guys should polish up your language a bit more, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole issue was that the law on immigration by Justice Ministry is not so consistent. Even when they said that those traveling with KETA can be allowed in, then they said, oh, even when you have KETA, you are not allowed in. Yeah.
But isn't that the same for every country? I remember traveling to the U.S. quite a few years ago, and I remember border security being very stringent in the U.S. too. Why is Korea being held to this standard?
I think mainly because the number of tourists that do come into the country on a daily basis, especially from Southeast Asia, are mostly here for vacation, especially those who are here for those who possess documentation, those who come into the country. And I think it's quite a scandalous thing where this is not just a thing about having stringent immigration laws. Or just the Ministry of Justice being very cordial with their responses. It's a societal thing. And the thing that we found out from the article, especially when speaking to not just Thai nationals, but also other nationals from Southeast Asia, including Malaysian nationals, Vietnamese nationals, is that this is a very deep-rooted issue.
Okay, so it's not just Thais, it's people in Southeast Asia in general, which could lead to tourism problems and, of course, all of these mom and pop shops who rely on tourists for their sales.
That's very true, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's quite a much more complex issue than just illegal immigration, it seems. But speaking of, you said that there were other nationals involved, and of course there was just in the news, I forget the number, maybe was it 22 or so Uzbek students who were kicked out of the country for some kind of reason about not having enough money, and maybe you can explain to our listeners as to what that's about.
Yeah, so the Uzbekistan students, when they came to Korea, they were on their student visa, of course, but then there was a law that the Justice Ministry requires them. It's to have 10 million won in their bank accounts at least for 3 months. That is for them to make sure that they can keep their...
Well, yeah, if you're going to be in the country, you need money to spend.
That is right. But then the university was told by the Justice Ministry that they were supposed to have the 10 million won for 1 day, not
now,
for 3 months.
This sounds like a he said, she said sort of
That
thing
is
right
right.
now. Okay, so neither side is taking the blame, neither the university nor the Justice Ministry
No,
right now.
not so far yet.
Okay, so this is still an ongoing issue right now, and again, the government has not been very, shall we say, consistent with how they view their immigration policy ought to be.
That is right.
All right, well, South Korean government, again, if you're listening, clean up your act, please. Okay, I think that's about does it for today. And see y'all next time.
Great.
Unlock the full Career Pro experience by joining our community and taking advantage of our Black Friday deal and friend referral program. Stay informed, stay ahead, and never miss a beat in current affairs that matter. Subscribe today and transform the way you understand Korea. All right, so that's a wrap for this discussion. So if you guys want to know more about this, please check out the Korea Pro website where you can check out the analysis in much greater detail. Now, let's move on to the week ahead and try to move on as quickly as we can. There have been some significant developments in Korea just yesterday, actually. The ruling party, the People Power Party, the PPP, love that acronym. The PPP has no leader anymore because its leader, Kim Gi-yeon, decided that he's going to call it quits after 9 months into being elected into that position. And also, the Democratic Party is going through its own internal chaos because its former leader and former Prime Minister, Lee Nak-yeon, has also said on the same day that he's going to set up a new political party at the start of next year. So if you are interested in South Korean politics, these are some things to look out for. And in foreign policy, President Yoon Suk-yeol is wrapping up his state visit to the Netherlands, where he repeatedly said that South Korea and the Netherlands is going to start a semiconductor alliance, and he is going to get on his plane and come back home. And boy, is he going to have some things waiting for him when he comes back.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion. If you want to know more, sign up for our daily executive briefings that will give you all the most important news of the day in a succinct manner in your inboxes.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for your weekly dose of insight. And until next time, I'm Jeongmin Kim.
And I'm John Lee. Stay connected, stay informed, and we'll see you next week on the Korea Pro Podcast.